These words, "It is finished." Words spoken from the cross, the other from the throne. The speaker of both is the same. In the one, his voice then shook the earth as the rending rocks testified. In the other, his voice will shake not the earth only, but also heaven. For new heavens and a new earth accompanied the proclamation. In the one, like some traveler ready to depart, who casts a final glance over his preparation and satisfied that nothing is omitted, gives his charioteer the signal and rolls away. Jesus Christ looked back over his life's work and knowing that it was accomplished, summoned his servant death and departed. In the other, he sets the seal to the closed books of the world's history and ushers in a renovated universe. The one masks the completion of the work on which the world's redemption rests. The other marks the completion of the age-long process by which the world's redemption is actually realized.
Jesus, knowing that all things were not accomplished, said, "I thirst," and then "It is finished." This utterance came from the consciousness that had accomplished all things and that had done his life's work. There are no loose ends left, no unfinished tasks from his nerveless hands, to be taken up and carried on by others. His life is rounded whole, with everything accomplished that had been endeavored, and everything done that had been commanded. His hands have laid the foundation, his hands shall also finish. He alone of the sons of men, in the deepest sense, completed his task and left nothing for successors. All of us leave tasks half done and have to go away before the work is completed. But this man said, "It is finished," and gave up the ghost. Having drained the cup, he held it up, inverted when he said, "It is finished," and not a drop trickled down the edge. He drank it that we might never need to drink it. And so his undying voice proclaimed that by one offering for sin forever, he obtained eternal redemption for us.
It is finished, yes. And as the lower cost of some great building is but the foundation for the higher, when finished it is but begun. The work which in one aspect is the close, in another aspect is the commencement of Christ's further activity. It is a living Christ who today is working in his people by his Spirit. Further, he works on the world through his people by the word. They plant and water, he gives the increase. And he is working in the world for his church and for the world, by his building of all power that is given to him, in heaven and on earth, so that the work that is done upon earth, he doeth it all himself. The present work of Christ needs working servants. We're here in order to carry on his work. The accomplishment of redemption and the realization of accomplished redemption are two wholly different things. Christ has done one. He says to us, "You are honored to help me do the other." According to the accurate rendering of great saying of the Old Testament, "Take no rest and give him no rest, till he establish and make Jerusalem a praise in the earth." Christ's work is finished. There is nothing for us to do with it but trust it. Christ's work is going on. Come to his help. Ye are fellow laborers with me.
It is done. That lies no man knows how far ahead of us. It is the blaze of light which fills the distant end of the dim vista of human history. Its elements are in part summed up in the context, the tabernacle of God with men, the perfected fellowship of human with the divine, the housing of man in the very home and heart of God, a new heaven and a new earth, a renovated universe, the removal of all evil, suffering, sorrow, sin, and tears. These things are to be and shall be, and when he says, "It is done," nothing else than such an issue can be the end of the creation, For nothing else than such is the purpose of God for man. And God is not going to be beaten by the world and the devil. Nothing else than such can be the issue of the cross. For he shall see of the travail of his soul and shall be satisfied. For Christ is not going to labor in vain and spend his life and give his breath and his blood for naught. Nothing but the finished work of the cross guarantees the coming of that perfected issue. For we know not where else there is hope for mankind, looking on the history of humanity, except in that great message that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, has come, has died, lives forever, and is the world's King and Lord. So for ourselves, in the regard of one part of the work, let us listen to him saying, "It is finished." Abandon all attempts to eke out by additions by our own, and cast ourselves on the finished revelation, the finished obedience, the finished atonement made once for all on the cross. But as for the continuous work going on through the ages, let us cast ourselves into it with earnestness, self-sacrifice, consecration, and continuity. For we are fellow workers with Christ, and Christ will work in, with, and for us if we work for him.